And Henry, everyone's waking up this morning to these new faces, and we will get to know them over time. Some of them familiar, but not in the roles they're in. Just Philip Hammond, of course, has gone. Jeremy Hunt has gone from those key roles. Some people were questioning whether it was a good idea. I know Philip Hammond had made his position clear. Jeremy Hunt, for example, to get rid of all that experience so quickly. I mean, that's in itself is a statement.
Well, I think that was perhaps the most significant departure, Jeremy Hunt. I think he was obviously offered a role as Defence Secretary and didn't want to take it. I think that was probably a mistake from Jeremy Hunt, although I think if I'd been Boris Johnson, I would have just left him where he was and let him get on with it. But I think that we now have this situation where the government is truly going to get to grips with what they can do unilaterally, without sort of EU's agreement, to prepare for no deal. And there's a sense from speaking to ministers and those around ministers last night that there were many things that they wanted to do to prepare for no deal, but the Treasury and others in government under Theresa May had not let them go full steam ahead on that.
Can you come back? Yeah. Sorry, Henry, come back to the numbers issue, because as we all talk about this air of optimism, new people, the fact is Theresa May was scuppered by the numbers,
right,
and that remains.
Well, she got quite close in the end. I mean, she started out with the biggest defeat in history, and then got it down to a situation where if 30 more people had switched, she would have passed her deal. There were 34 Conservatives at the time who didn't vote for the deal. Most of those were hardline Eurosceptics. Who within the Conservative Party, as the front man or woman, has the best chance of persuading those to back the deal? I think you can make a case that it's Boris Johnson. And therefore, what Boris Johnson needs to try and do is persuade a few Labour MPs, and Labour's position has changed since then. You've got Jeremy Corbyn now saying he wants a second referendum. There are some Labour MPs who really don't want a second referendum. They voted against the Brexit deal, but they've also said since then that they might reconsider their position. And you combine those with persuading some of those Eurosceptics who didn't like the deal before. You get enough changes that you can say, this isn't the same deal, it's a different deal, it's an improved deal, and trust me, I'm Boris Johnson, I'll sort out the future, not Chequers, more like Canada, a bit further away, and cross your fingers and you can just about get there.
Okay, Helen.